But our second guest tonight now extends that warning to our most beloved of all pets, cats and dogs and turtles and anything else.
John Clifton, publisher of the Canine Cancer Monthly, is also the author of Stop the Shots, Are Vaccinations Killing Our Pets? Welcome, John. So, are vaccines as dangerous to our pets as they are for us?
Well, yes. What you were just saying about the swine flu vaccine, that the public is being kept in the dark, really struck a chord with me when I just heard that. The whole public, in terms of pet owners, is also being kept in the dark. And part of it is their own fault because they're not educating themselves. I always say there's two kind of pet owners. There's Group A knows the benefits and risks of vaccines. They know they have minimized or eliminated vaccines, whatever choice they've made for themselves, but they've done it intelligently and they know the story. Group B knows very little. All they know is you give something, you give a vaccine for a certain disease, and you don't get that disease. And unfortunately, Group B is many, many times larger than Group A, and we're trying desperately to get the message out. I get so many heartbreaking notes and letters and emails from people who had the most unfortunate experiences you can imagine from vaccines with their pets, their dogs and their cats.
You just sent me one yesterday.
Just isn't getting out. So I must say I really appreciate this opportunity to be with you both right now to talk about this topic. It's very, very important for anybody who owns a pet.
John, I think one of the big problems, and I hate to slam veterinarians, but you know, here you have somebody brings their dog in, a vaccine may cost them $5, and they charge $100 to administer it. And I mean, it's a money-making game for them, is it not? I mean,
well, yes. Now, I don't want to impugn every single veterinarian. You know, there's good and there's bad, and there's in the middle. But what the public should know is that it's been estimated that 50% of the average veterinarian's intake of funds is from vaccines. So their income is highly dependent on vaccines, and they are not motivated to cut back. Whether they are ethical or not is another question. Many are, some perhaps aren't. But they're not motivated because of this huge profit they make. They might pay a couple dollars for the vaccine and charge you $80 for the visit. You know, so the veterinarians are part of the problem. And the other big problem, of course, is just public awareness and the education of the public to this. Because when anyone goes into veterinarian, they should be already educated. Before they buy a dog or buy a cat, they should already educate themselves on these health concerns relative to vaccines before they go on. I get so many,
John, I
get so many people that tell me, if I had only read your book, if I had only known, if I had only gone on and done research or whatever before I had my pet, because it's too late now, and they are so sorry.
John, do you feel that your dog Sparky died from having a vaccination?
Well, that's one of the problems is it's very hard to tie the cause and effect together, because often the effect is many, many years after the vaccine. But what you can do, and there haven't been any definitive studies that just absolutely prove this, this cause and effect. But there is so much information that is overwhelming that you must take it into account. There was a study done in England a few years back they just took dogs and it was just dogs, and they took the diseases. They looked at the diseases. They just went to dogs that had diseases, and they found out when their latest shot was, and almost all of them had a shot within the last 6 months. And it varied from disease to disease. There's one disease, leptospirosis, which is a disease kind of the liver and the kidney. It's a very bad disease. You don't want your animal to get it. In that particular disease, every single case had a shot within the last 6 months. So, I mean, what are we talking about here? I mean, there's no definitive studies, but the evidence is there. It's abundant, and people should be aware.
Hey, John, Kate and I are dog people, and the thing that we've noticed over the last 20 years is so many people that have dogs, the dogs have died of tumors and cancers. And I don't remember this when I was a boy. Do you?
No, and you know, it's strange. In New York State, where I live, they did took some data a few years back, and actually the cancer is growing by about, I can't remember the exact percentage. Let's say it's 3 or 4 or 5%, something like that, every year in New York State. But yes, the air is getting better, the water is getting better, people are eating better food, they're giving food to their, so something is causing this, and you better find out what the dangers and the risks and as opposed to the benefits are if you're vaccinating your dog. You must be aware.
And it's not just cancer; it's also allergies and many other diseases and problems. And when we come back, we're going to have to go to a commercial break pretty quick here. But when we come back, we want to talk about the other possible diseases, and it's not just dogs; it's cats too. This is John Clifton, and his book is "Stop the Shots: Are Vaccinations Killing Our Pets?"